everybody, welcome to this week's Weekly Roundup. I wanted to start first on an important update about the intersection of Water Street and Main Street. So we had originally hoped to be able to reopen that intersection today, but obviously with the weather, the concrete isn't curing as quickly as we need it to. So we're planning on reopening that intersection on Monday, March 25th. So we'll provide you updates if that won't be the case, but otherwise plan on that intersection being closed for the weekend and then reopened on Monday. I was asked why it's closed in the first place. So we are doing some water main repair and actually water main replacement. Because the bridge project is looking very positive, we wanted to make sure that we could get water main replaced under that section, and so that's what's happening there. So now those trenches where we replaced the main has to get concreted, and so that we did use quick curing concrete, but because of the heavy traffic that goes over it, it just takes a bit of time. So again, it will not reopen today, the 22nd, but we are indeed hoping that it'll be reopened on Monday, March 25th. I wanted to provide an update on our reconstruction projects. We have a really nice posting on our Facebook page of all of the streets that are getting work done, whether it's resurfacing or seal coating or full reconstruction. I'm not going to name them all here, but I do want to dial in on our reconstruction streets. So these are the longer projects where we dig up utilities in most cases and then reconstruct the roadway. So we're doing South 11th Street from Western Avenue to Wisconsin Street, South 12th Street, Western Avenue to College Avenue, and then Oconomowoc Avenue, which is Kossuth to Eastgate Drive. There is a very long list of seal-coated streets, and then we're also doing resurfacing on 2 streets. So we're doing a mill and overlay on Boomer Street from South Church to River Drive, and then we're doing a pulverize and repave on Boomer Street from River Drive to South 9th Street. For those 2 streets in particular, we're using grant money called LRIP. It's a local road improvement program. It's a really small pot of money that's available, and it's competitive money, and so we pick resurfacing projects that fit that amount of money. So people may question, why those roads in particular? Well, they fit the criteria, honestly, to apply for this money, and so those are the ones that are receiving that this year. Dewey Avenue is indeed on the docket. It is a project that's being run through the state. We applied for some grant funds there. That project is set to be constructed in 2026. So we're doing roads right now for 24, 25, and then Dewey will be redone in 2026 if everything stays according to plan. Again, this isn't our plan. It's a state DOT plan. But I know there's some questions around about what about Dewey Avenue. Completely agree it needs to be redone. Super excited we could get grant funding to do it. I can't wait for that road to be improved myself, but we will be waiting until 2026 for Dewey Avenue. Just a reminder about garbage pickup with the holidays coming up. So if your regular pickup day is Friday, next Friday, Good Friday for some, please note that your bins will be emptied on Monday, April 1st. So our city offices, including our street and solid waste team, is closed on Friday. I think that's maybe the 29th or 30th, I think. So that Friday we're closed. So if your garbage pickup is normally that day, you'll get picked up on Monday. I wanted to mention a grant that we have open. So we have allocated through our Common Council $100,000 of our American Rescue Plan Act dollars. This was like post-COVID era money that came to local units of government. We've allocated $100,000 of that to a program that we're calling the Housing Rehab Grant. And this program is open to all homes in the city of Watertown, and it is a maximum grant of $10,000. And it's meant to help with exterior items like roofs, porches, paint, windows, doors, some things like power service upgrades as well. Really, you've heard me talk a million times about housing and how we need housing of all kinds, and that includes maintaining our existing housing stock. So this was the effort that we could put forward in order to have accessibility to funds in order for people to aid us in maintaining our existing housing stock. We are asking or requiring rather that property owners pay a minimum of 10% of the project cost, but still that's up to $10,000 of award dollars to make improvements on your home. This is open to all homes, so it's both renter and owner occupied. Yardway site, despite the snow, is still going to be open tomorrow. We said it would, so we're sticking to it. So Yardway site will be open tomorrow morning, but just a reminder, the regular Yardway season does not begin until April 1st. When that is open for the season, we'll be open on Mondays and Wednesdays from 3:30 to 7:30, and then Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. I wanted to give a quick election reminder. So in-person absentee voting is taking place currently. That goes until, here's the date, the 29th. That goes until Friday, the 29th. We're open regular business hours for that early in-person voting. So that is 8 to 4:30, with the exception of the last day. So on the 29th, we're open until 5 o'clock just for in-person absentee voting. So again, you can do it now until 4:30, and then on the 29th, we're open until 5 just for that in-person absentee voting. You can also register here at City Hall any of the days up until the 29th, and you can register up until the 29th as well. We cannot take any registration on April 1st, Monday. So if you're looking to do in-person absentee voting or registration, the take-home messages, you have until next Friday, the 29th. I also wanted to just point people, we have a really wonderful tool called Where Do I Vote? That Where Do I Vote tool you can get off of our Facebook page, or it's a main item on our city website. Type in your address and it gives you all the information. So we have had some changes in recent years, perhaps since the last time you voted, on where our voting locations are. We had some small adjustments to some voting boundaries over the last few years. So please just make sure that if you haven't voted in a while, or even if you have, just go ahead, type your address in and find out where you vote on April 2nd. Next week is spring break for our public school system. So I wanted to highlight the indoor pool is actually open today, which is Friday the 22nd from 4 to 7. And then it's going to be open all of next week from 12 to 4. We're doing family bingo, a snowball fight, which is very relevant today, something called Adventure Arena, which is a bunch of indoor games and activities. The library is partnering as well and doing Disney trivia. I know they have a Dog Man event. And then Friday at 1:30, they are hosting a movie in the community room, and it's Trolls Band Together, which I still want to see. So we are doing the puzzle hustle throughout that whole time. The long and short is here, there is a lot of activities to do for little to no cost. We're just wanting to make sure everyone can still enjoy time together in this spring break time. A new offering I wanted to mention this week for summer is adult kicker, or I guess people call it kickball. We called it kicker growing up. We're doing this on Tuesdays, I think it's out at Brancork or perhaps at Riverside, but we're doing registration now for adult kicker. Baseball, softball, and soccer all close April 1st. So before we do another weekly roundup, those registration periods will have closed. So please make sure you get kids registered if you're interested. And then we also open registration for the Child Parent Little Sluggers baseball program that we offer. This is for little kids, I think around like 4 perhaps. Check the ages for sure. But it's kind of that introductory version to baseball. The police department is hosting a sensory-friendly open house on April 6th from 9 to 11. This is a wonderful event. Really proud of our police department for organizing it. It's an opportunity for people with sensory needs to be able to come into our PD, do activities, learn more about some of the programming that we have to offer, and just connect. So please pencil that date in. Next week, I wanted to highlight a couple of meetings. The Plan Commission on Monday, which is again virtual and in person, will hear an update on the land that the Greater Watertown Community Health Foundation owns over at the former Bethesda site. We will be having a joint Public Works Finance special meeting on Thursday to review and approve the fire station bids. Those bids were opened yesterday. And then the Main Street Task Force, which meets on Wednesday afternoon, again virtual and in person, we'll talk about bump out updates for the reconstruction of Main Street, as well as the beginning stages of the transportation network evaluation. So a lot of good stuff happening next week. On the job front, we're hiring for an assistant city engineer, a deputy fire chief, a police officer, and a solid waste person. On the part-time side, I wanted to highlight our building supervisor. We really need someone to serve as a building supervisor at our senior and community center. This position is in the evenings, it's part-time, it's for someone to kind of man the building while we have events there after hours. So if people need help getting into a room, or they're out of paper towel, or they spilled water, or they just have a question, this building supervisor is there just to assist and then make sure that the building is cleared out at the end of the night and locked up. So if you're interested in helping us out, please apply for that job. On the summer side, we are doing interns for engineering, parks labor, officials for a lot of our sports, a day camp counselor and day camp director, which is 2 really important jobs for this summer. Also looking for someone to really kind of man the trailer for our cart park program this summer, and obviously always lifeguards and concession workers for the outdoor pool. There is a lot of live music. It's like the weekend of live music here in Watertown. There is live music Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So Watertown Tourism has all the incredible details of that. I will tell you, Sunday is the Taylor Swift person. It's not actually Taylor Swift, but the person that's, what is that called? I can't remember. A person who is replicating Taylor Swift will be at Turner Hall, so watch out for all the Swifties that I'm sure will be running around during the Sunday afternoon time at Turner Hall. We are closed next Friday, so again, we will be open at City Hall in our finance clerk office just for that in-person absentee voting until 5 p.m., but all other city operations will be closed next Friday. So have a good weekend, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.